All right, so regarding the input devices, we talked about the keyboard and the features of those. Like we talk about, like, there are many different keys, and I think we couldn't mention about the number of keys that we can found on a keyboard. So it's like starting from 101 and goes up to 108, and some advanced keyboard has 110, 12 keys. Regarding the multimedia controllers, right? And we talk about the pointing devices. We get to know about different kinds of pointing devices, like the mouse, the touch screen, the touchpad, the joystick, the light pens, kind of things. And then we talk about the imaging and video input devices. So as we know, like, the digital camera is one of the famous image inputting device, as well as the videos, and the webcam. Like when we are doing the video conferencing part, webcam is a very critical and a crucial device for us to do. And CCTV, not in a very common way that we are going to record the things, but when it comes to the security purposes and all these things, it gives us the chance to take the video input into it. And the scanners, we talked about the flatbed scanners, where it helps us to scan something, some particular document or a picture on a particular book or a particular sheet. And then the barcode scanner or the barcode reader reads the barcode, or in other words, scan the barcode and get to know about the details inside it. And MICR, something new that was to you, magnetic ink character reader. So I told you there are some specific characters written in magnetic ink at the bottom of the check leaves. I think I didn't show you the magnetic inks, right? So let me show you the magnetic inks. Right, I think you have seen a check leaf, right? In case if you don't know what is a check is. Check is something that we use when we are doing the banking and the transactions, so we can write a check and give it to some particular person as the assurance of the trust, and as the assurance of we are going to pay you on this particular date in the future, all right? So when it comes to the magnetic ink characters, like the bottom part, these numeric values are written in magnetic ink. So whenever you are presenting a particular check leaf to the bank, they will scan this particular characters to get to know whether the check is a genuine one or not. Right. So this is the most famous place that we can find where they are using the magnetic inks. So then after we talked about the OCR, optical character recognition, and I told you this device is used to scan a particular document character by character. So when we have the scanning image through this device, we will be able to edit the scanning image using a particular computer. And we talk about the OMR, and I told you OMR is used to mark your MCQ papers in the ordinary level as well as the advanced level. So it has the ability of reading a mark, and it reads marks in a very speedy manner, right? Like within a minute or two, the entire 40 questions or 50 questions are being marked. But in that case, we have to go with specific marking, like for one particular row, we should mark just one particular option from that particular row, right? And the ATM, actually, when it comes to the ATM, we can't take it as an input device, right? ATM has a card reader inside it, and the card reader reads the magnetic stripe behind the card. So that could be taken as a particular input, or like the card reader can be considered as a particular input device which helps to read the details of the card, right? Even you can experience the card reader machines in lot of shops and supermarkets. Whenever your parents are providing the card for the supermarket to pay, they swipe it, right, through a particular device, or they just insert the particular card into the card reading machine, and they take the particular details out of it, right? So that is what you call the card reader. It is the thing that is used inside the ATMs, as well as finally the microphone, where we use to input the voice data into a particular device, right? So those are the things we were discussing. So let's quickly wrote about these things. We are not going to describe these things because you know about this. In case if there are anything new to you or something to be clarified clearly, I'll ask you to write through these things. Otherwise, we are just writing the names of these things. Okay, so have the heading basic physical components of a computer.
Also write system.
Come again, Rizwan?
Should we also write system?
Yes, the entire part that I have highlighted. Basic physical computer components of a computer system. And under that, the first subheading, input devices. And copy down this line as well. It defines what are the input devices are, what the input devices are. So under that, you can go with the keyboard. And copy these lines. Let me know when you're done, people. All right, one is done. How about others? Okay, anyone who is still writing the things? Okay, Malitu, let me know when you are done. Okay, can we move forward? All right, so I'll move forward. So, yeah. So have the second point as pointing devices, and under the pointing devices, you can use simple A, B, and C to list these things down. Mouse. And I'm not going to tell you what is a mouse. Everyone knows about the mouse. So just the device name is enough, pointing device. So under the pointing devices, the first device is mouse. Right, moving forward, second device is touchpad. Yeah, it's better you write this small explanation under it, because like they both touchpad and touch screen goes together. And this is for the joystick. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay. All right. So is there anyone who is still writing? All right. So moving forward, yeah, people in the mouse, it's better you mention about the touchpad, right? Yeah, you better write this with the mouse, people. Sorry that I couldn't mention it. It's better you say in laptop computers, you better add in word at the beginning of the sentence. In laptop computers, a touchpad or a mouse. Let's write it like this, people. I'll read it to you. In laptop computers, a touchpad is used. A touchpad is used as a pointing device. As a pointing device. As a pointing device. Which works similar to a mouse. Which works similar to a mouse. Which works similar to a mouse. All right. So moving forward, light pen. We are still under the pointing devices. Varsha, it is under the mouse door. So now we continue with the fourth item under the pointing device, light pen. All right, one is done. How about others? Yeah, Sanilka, CAD stands for computer aided designing. Computer aided designing means that you are given the chance of designing the things in the computer using some particular, there are many different softwares for that, like AutoCAD and all these things, right? So it is used in a plan, like drawing the plans, creating 3D models, regarding a lot of, like most of it is more into the manufacturing industry. If you are going to create a 3D model and or a particular planning, those things can be done. When those things are done with the help of the computer, the designing part, it is called the computer aided designing. Got it, Sayuka? Okay. Right. So moving forward, yeah, the third category, imagine and video input devices. So it's only the names are enough. Digital camera, the webcam, only the headings are enough, like the device name is enough, because we know what are those things. And CCTV. And regarding these scanners, it's better you say flatbed scanner, the first one. And regarding the flatbed scanners, yeah, it's better you write this. Okay. Anyone who is still writing? All right, so moving forward, barcode reader. Since we don't know about these devices, let's write something about it. Okay, are we done?
Wait a second, sir.
Okay, no worries. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay, if you are done with magnetic ink character reader, write about OCR as well. Yeah, Sanoshi, OCR stands for optical character recognition. It's like this, Sanushi. If we use a OCR to scan, let's say, the textbook of the ICT, like if you use it to scan the ICT textbook, you can take an image of that particular page that you are scanning to your computer. Later, you can edit the characters like you are editing things on a Word document. So OCR will give you an image which has the ability of editing the text. So you can delete the text that you don't want. You can copy and paste the things. So it is kind of a converting a particular document, a hard copy, into a soft copy, which is an editable one. Is that clear though? Okay, great. So people who are done with OCR, let's go with OMR as well. Since these devices are new to you, Let me know when you are done, people. One is done. Okay. Anyone who is still writing? Okay, Malitu. Let me know when you are done. Okay, Malitu is done, so we can move forward. Last one, it's better we not to go with the ATM, right? So, yeah, let's go it like, yeah, anyway, like, okay. So like, let's have it, automated teller machine ATM. And it's better you clarify it like this. So then it will be meaningful. As well as regarding the microphone, it is feeding the sound to the computer. Right, one is done. How about others? Okay, is there anyone still writing? All right, so then we can talk about the output devices. Now, when it comes to the output devices, there are three types of output that we can take from the computer. One is the soft copy output and the hard copy output and the sound. Now, soft copy output means the outputs that we cannot touch, right? So there are outputs that what we can see, but we cannot touch. The things that we see through the screen is what we call a soft copy, right? The things that we transfer to a pen drive, it is a soft copy. And hard copy are the tangible outputs, the things that we can touch. So like the printout, it's a hard copy. And sound, it is a different kinds of output, which is given by the speakers and headset and all these things. Now, when it comes to the soft copy, it's given by the monitors, right? So there are three types of technologies or three types of monitors that you can see. One is the cathode ray tubes. The other one is called the LCD, liquid crystal display technology using for the monitors, and the LEDs, light emitting diode displays, right? So now when it comes to the CRTs, it is big in size and it has a component called cathode ray, which helps you to plot a particular picture on the screen, right? Later I'll show you a detailed one, right, for your information. And liquid crystal display, it is small in size, or rather it is very slim, right? Not as slim as a LED monitor, but comparatively it's slim when you are comparing it with the what we call the CRT monitor, the cathode ray monitor, right? So and it consumes less electricity comparing to the CRT, but still it consumes more electricity than the LED. So LED is the one which consumes the minimum amount of power or minimum amount of electricity. So when it comes to the LED, now we have different kinds of LED versions like OLED and Ultra HD kind of things are there, right? So the best option or the best facility with it is like it is consuming a very little electricity. So it will save the electricity, in other words, right? And alternatives for the monitors, we can take the multimedia projectors, right? So multimedia projector needs a projecting surface to project the things. So you can use a white color wall, or you can use a particular projector screen, right? Different kinds of things can be projected, right? So the projecting is likewise. So next we are coming to the hard copies. Before we come to the hard copies, I'll show you the internal structure of the monitors, right? So let me take that slideshow for you. Hold on a second. Yeah, there you go. Now, yeah, this is the internal structure of the cathode ray tube. I'm showing this only for your information, people. It is not in your syllabus, so they are not asking these details in your examination. So this is what you call the cathode ray tube, the gray color one, and it has an electron gun at the end, and that electron gun is shooting electron beams in 3 colors, right, which is red, green, and blue. So with the help of the cathode ray, it points to a specific position on the sensitive screen. So when that electron beam hits on the sensitive screen, it creates a color plot, right? So that is how we see the colors through the cathode ray tube, right? So it's a composition of lots of red, green, and blue dots. Like we can't see it is that small, right? So all together it will create a very nice image on it, right? And why it is big in size? It is because of this electron gun, because electron gun needs some distance for the shooting. It cannot be closer to the front screen. So the electron beam will not acquire the sufficient velocity to create the plot on the screen, right? So it's kind of this way when it comes to the cathode ray tubes. And this is the internal structure of the LCD, right? So LCD is receiving the like a white light through the LED back, using a LED backlight. So the major technology is this blue color layer, the liquid crystal, which helps that white light to transfer into many different colors. Like in science, you are learning that when all the colors are composite into a one particular range, it creates the white, right? So here the reverse of it is happening. And again, people, these details are not for your syllabus. I'm just showing you if you are really curious about this thing. And it has many different layers. So there are some technical stuff as well. So somehow in short term, what is happening is like they are converting the white light into many different bright colors. So it can be seen, or the pictures can be seen by us on the particular glass in front of us, right? And the very end right over here, it's the backlight housing, or like the back of the monitor, and the front, it is the glass that we can see. So LED has the similar kind of layers, right? And the difference is like in LCD, we had this white light being decomposed into colors, but when it comes to the LEDs, it is not, they are not decomposing the white light. They have something similar, but it's different with these glass plates, electrodes. Even they are using the liquid crystal layer, but the major technology that they are using is the light emitting diodes, right? So the very same way in the LCD, it has the glass plate at the front where it shows different kinds of colors to our naked eye. Is this clear, everyone? Right, these are some extra knowledge for you all. Right, and these are the types I told you, like there are new types inside it now, like unlike CRT, LCD, and LED, we got OLED and UHD monitors, right? Even touchscreen monitors are there. right? So it is one of the ways that the soft copy, Sanushi, the three colors are the red, green, and blue, right? We call it RGB when it comes to the computing, right? So same thing goes with the projector when it is projected things on a wall. And now we are coming to the hard copies. Now, when it comes to the hard copies, it's the different kinds of printers that we have, because hard copy is generated by a printer. So printers are majorly divided into two parts, which is impact printers and non-impact printers. Right now, these impact printers will use an impact. So they hit on some particular surface and creates the output. So due to the impact, it make a noise, right? So if you are hearing a big noise, some like harima karkasha sound kicking in, right? If you are hearing some very unclear and very very noisy sound from your printer, so it probably in the category of impact printers, right? I think you can remember the sound that you can hear when you are receiving a bill from a particular shop. Most of the shop, they are using the impact printers, because impact printers are very like the running cost of them are very low for the ink, for the papers. They are using they can provide those things in a very low cost. So because of that, most of the shops and organizations, they use these things to especially to print their receipts and all these things regarding the cost factor. So that is what you call impact printers. So under impact printers, major two types, dot matrix and line printers. So dot matrix are something like this, and it creates a character using dots, right? If you look it closely, we can see the dots, right? So what really happens is a particular head kind of a thing, right? So if you take, this is the sheet that to be printed, and there is this ribbon in front of it in the dot matrix printer, and later this head device, a small head which connects to a arm of the printer, this pointy thing is hitting on the ribbon, right? Like a typewriter arm. It's like you are keeping dots from a pen on your page, right? So it creates a particular character when it is given the particular design. So that is what we call dot matrix printers. So due to the impact, we are getting a very big noise. Line printer in the sense comes the same way. So it prints line by line. So line by line means if a particular character to be printed, let's say they are trying to print the character A. So character A will be printed like this. Likewise. So if they need to create B, it's going to create B like this. Likewise. Right? So when it is small in size, we are seen, like those characters are seen like onto the shape of the letter, right? But this is the way it happens. So if you need F, so it happens like this, right? So when it comes to the line printer, what really happens is like if you want to create ABF, this line prints first, then this line prints next. That is why it is called line printers. This line print later, right? So line by line, it is being printed. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Right, great. So when it comes to the non-impact printers, so non-impact printers does not make in a very big noise. It is providing you a noise, but it's not a very harsh one to hear, right? And it, again, when it comes to the printing cost, it is expensive than the dot matrix printout, right? So if you want to have the printout in a very quality manner, you have to use a non-impact printer. So laser printer will give you a very quality output, and laser printer is printed using the laser dust, which comes inside a toner or the laser cartridge, something like this. And I'll show you how the thing is going to happen from a picture, right? And laser printers has two types of printers. There are printers which we call monochrome laser printers, which means black and white only. And it has color laser printers as well, right? So anyway, this got the the quality is very high when it comes to the laser printers. Bubble and inkjet, they are not, the printouts are not that quality as the laser, but it does not mean we cannot use these kind of printers. Many of the people, many of the organizations, they use this bubble or inkjet printers, and it uses a small ink bubble. It's clearly the ink bubble that they are using. Like when it comes to the laser printers, it uses laser dust. Here it's an ink bubble that they are using. And when it comes to the thermal printers, it prints with the help of the heat, right? And these thermal printers are used to print small receipts, some labels, those kind of things. They are not there to print the bigger hard copies, right? Because it's going to cost them a very, very big manner. And plotter, in the other hand, is there to print a very big size of printouts, like the blueprint of a particular house, right? When you are printing the plans and all these things, it prints on a very big sheet. We use the sheet size A0, like the composition of 16 A4s together. So it's big in size. So plotter is there to print that kind of a printouts. And finally, the sounds, which gives you from the speakers, from the headsets, from the headphones, and all these things, which is taken as the other output form, right? So let me show you how the printer is working. So the laser printer is working, and some other extra things for you. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, I think you have seen these things, right? I don't want you to brief these things again. And this is a new kind of an OCR, which helps you to scan a particular pages in a book in a very clear manner. Then make page එක නැවිලා තිබුණට image එක එන්නේ flat image එකක් විදියට. It is very useful device, right? Which comes with a lot of smart boards and all these things. And graphic tablets are there, and as well as the digitizers. Not the microphone here. Microphone was a misprint. This is called the digitizer. It is something similar to the light pen, but not that light pen, right? So when we can, we call it a drawing pad as well. If we connect this, so when we are writing on this particular pad, the drawing is happening on the monitor, right? And what I want you to show is the kinds of printers. And now this is a new kind of printer, which is called the ink tank solutions, right? So it has a particular place to fill the ink. So it is easier and very, it gives you the printouts can be produced at a very low cost. And these devices are called the cartridges, the ink cartridges, which used for the inkjet and the bubble jet things, right? So this actually something expensive, which we cannot refill normally, but there are ways that we can refill this. But it's rather expensive when it compares with the ink tank solutions. And laser printers, this is how the laser printer print the things. So this silver color cylinder is the toner cartridge roller. That means toner has a particular roller at the edge of each toner. So it contains the dust, the toner dust. This contains the toner dust. Take a හරියට අර දූවිල්ල ගෑවුණු බටයක් වගේ. Toner dust එක ඒකේ ගාවලා තියෙනවා. And there is a particular thing called the drum of the particular toner. Sometimes the drum comes with the toner, and sometimes the drum is stay inside the printer. However, this drum is given the particular output, the design of the particular output, with the help of this laser. So when we ask the printer to print, so the computer send the document to the printer. So with the help of this laser inside the printer, it creates a pattern on the drum, right? So in simple terms, drum is getting heated. එයා රත් වෙනවා, drum එකේ එක එක තැන් රත් වෙනවා අපේ print out එකට අදාළ. So when this drum and the toner moves together, මේ දෙක යන්නේ like it rotates to the different sides. This rotates this side, and the toner rotates this side. So when this particular toner is placed with the drum, so on the places where it got the heat, the toner dust is being pasted to it. So drum එකේ heat වෙලා තියෙන තැන් වලට toner dust එක ඇලවෙනවා. Later the drum is going on the paper. Drum එක තමයි paper එක උඩ roll වෙන්නේ. So then the paper takes that toner dust onto the paper due to the same pattern. Right? ඒ විදිහට තමයි මේ paper එක උඩ characters print වෙන්න පටන් ගන්න. Right, so that's the way these texts are being printed over here. Okay, and there is another thing called graphic plotter, right? As we discussed as well, right? So this graphic plotter is also used to print a lot of digital images as well. Right, okay, so that's about the output devices. So shall we write about these things, people? Then yeah, I don't think we will be able to see how the assembling part is done today, since the time is running out. but we will be surely seeing the assembly in one. And I have this game for you to play. It is the one which describes how the PC is assembled. So this is a simulator, right? So let's finish the things today so we can see it definitely on next week. Right, so again, we are not going to go into much details, people. We are just going to mention these things. So output devices are the main topic, and it's better you write about these things. Right, let me know when you are done. And write about the soft copy as well. Right, I'll move the screen a little bit. So under the soft copy, so put, yeah, let's say this is Roman number 1. No? So put simple A, you can say monitor and screen. And you can say there are several types as well. After saying there are several types, put a comma and let's write about the cathode ray tube and all these things under the monitor and screen. All right. Under this, you can write CRT. Right, so under this, go with the cathode ray tubes. And it's better you write this as well. Okay, so people, since I have to start my other class at 5 o'clock, I'm going to stop the session just from this point. Let's write about the LCD and LED by next week, right? So once you are done with this part, you can leave the session, right? No worries. So by next week, we are going to complete the LCD and LED parts, and we'll see how the practical is done, right? And I'm going to show you how the assembling part is happening, right? So thank you very much for today. I'll see you on next week for the very same time. So you can refer the recordings from the website, right? If you don't know how to refer the recordings from the website, you can leave me a message. I'll give you the instructions, as well as I will show you again by next week. Right. Okay, people. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you on next Tuesday for the very same time. All right. Okay, people. Thank you very much.